Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to my dear students all over the world. How are you? You know that we are doing this book, and nowadays we are working upon statistics, how to collect data, how to organize it, and how to represent it, and how to display it. We have already done 3 exercises in this context, and we doing exercise and some examples in this exercise number 4, 4.4, and our today's first topic will be stem and leaf diagram. You might have uh, studied stem and leaf roots. These are the roots, stem and leaves. These are the leaves. This is in botany, not here in statistics. Okay. The concept of stem and leaves may be taken from this stem and leaves. But what is stem and leaf? Suppose we have collected some data and we have to organize is in a certain way that we can see the original data. We have to organize it in a way that we can see the original data. In the frequency table or the tally table or the frequency table, we could not see the original data. What was the original data when it was tabulated? But when this data will be tabulated, you will uh, able to see the data which is already given to you. Okay. Now, for example, there is an example given in your book. Now, there are certain rules for stem and leaf diagram. What is stem and leaf diagram? What we do here is we draw lines like this, and we are given with, say, 13. We are given with 13. This is one of the uh, it is a datum. You see that it is a datum and it is 13, and you see that it is unit and 10 over here. And what we do here is we keep the stem over here and leaves over here. Stem over here and leaves over here. So what will it become? That we'll write the 10th digit over here and unit digit over here. It is stem and leaf. Now what will we read it? It is 13. Okay. And if it is 25, so you can write it like this. But if it is 259, 259, what will we do? Now you see that this is unit, this is 10, this is 100. We will take this part. We take this part, 100 and 110th part, 110th part over here, and we'll write only the unit part over under the column leaves, or you can simply write it leaf. You can simply write it leaf. Okay. Now I hope you would have understood that. When you have a data like this, for example, it was 13. What we have done, we write the unit in the leaf column and the 10 in the stems column. Similarly, when it was 25, we wrote 10 in the leaf column and 2 in the stem column. And when it was 3 figures data, it extended up to hundreds. Then what we do, we wrote 110 in the stem column and leaf 9 in the leaf column, unit in the leaf column. Now there are certain rules for this stem and leaf diagram. You can make only 5 steps out of it. For example, there is a data. Now there, as I told you, that there are certain rules and regulations for this stem and leaf. If you have data like that, you have a smaller data. For example, you see that you have from 0 to say 10, 0 to 10, and you can, as I told you, that you can write up till 5 stems only. And if you want to break up this data into 5 stems, you can do it, or you can even do it in 2 or 3 or 5. You can split this data into 5 stems. I'll show you the example. For example, you have this leaf and this is stem, and you have some data that is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then from 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now you can write it in this form also. We have a data. What is it? Now you can will read this 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. So this is clear. Now let me do one example to make my discussion more clear to you. Now there is an example, worked example 2. Number 2. Now some data is given. Now this is a data. Now my dear students, this is a data. There are some numbers written over here. From where the numbers came from, we are not concerned about this. Now we have to group them into leaf and stem. So what we do here is we write a stem over here and draw a line and a vertical line and leaf over here. Okay, is that clear to you? Now for 1, we start it from 1. We'll take all the numbers with the 10th digit of 1. With the 10th digit of 1. So this is number 1. Okay, I'll start writing 8, 19, 17. Now you see that there are only 3 digits with the 10th digit of 1. 10th digit of 1. Now we'll take 2. Now 2 is 3, 23. 25, 28, 29, 20, 25, and that's all. With 3, 35, 32, 37, 32, 36, 33, 34, 39, 36, and 30. For 4, 0, this one, 2, this one, 8, this one, and that's all. And for 5, now this is the maximum number we can take in the stems. 54, 55, that's all. We can rearrange this in the ascending order also. We can rearrange them in the ascending order. You know that the space is lesser over here, so I am going to compensate the next part in the same space. Now this can be written as 7, 8, 9. You suppose that you have drawn another like this. Now this can be written as 0, 0, 3, 5, 8, 5. There are 2 5s. So you have to write both of them, 8 and 9. Then for 3, write it over here, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6. Of course 0, yes, there is also a 0. 5 is also there. 5, 6, 6, 9. And similarly, this is already arranged, this is already arranged. So you can rearrange them in ascending orders also. So this is the ascending order, this is the ascending order, this is this. All are now in ascending order. Now our answer is complete. So you can see that we can, what I told you, that we can see the original data. We can have an eye upon this data. Now you see that 18 is written, there must be 18 over here. Yes, there is an 18. Yes, there is 28 written over here. Yes, there is 28. There is 35 written over here. Yes, there is 35 written over here somewhere. Yes, okay. 54 is written over here. 54 is written over here. 55 is written over here. Okay. Now you can see the original data in this form, which is called stem and leaf form. If these were the ages, suppose these were the ages. Correct example is for the ages of any students or whatsoever, any male students or whatsoever it is, these were the ages. Then we'll see that for key, we can write the key that 1 and 7 will be equal to 17 years. Okay? 1 and 7 is equal to 17 years. Now there is another example. we can write two leaves side by side. We'll write stem in the middle, one leaf over here, one leaf over here. Let me give you an example. Now, as I told you, you can have a back-to-back diagram for stem and leaves. But remember that stem will remain as the 10th digit. Now, if you have a brand X over here and brand Y over here, what will you do? You will draw a line over here, line over here, a line over here. This will be your stem, this will be your leaf, and again this is your leaf. Now there are two brands of anything. You just collected the data and you will represent it. You want to represent it on the same page, on the same plane. Then what will you do? That you will do back to back. You will write them back to back. For example, you will write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you will write here some data over here 5, 8, and some data over here. For example, 2 and 1. You suppose that there is a data written over here. And some data over here. And some over here. Some data over here. And there is no data over here. Okay. Now you will read it like this, that this is only 5. This is only 8. This is 14. This is 17. This is 18. You will read from left to right. And for this brand X, you will read from right to left. 1, 12, 17, 2, 7, 8, 4, and similarly 32, 37, and whatsoever would have been written over here. You read from this side to this side. For this brand, you will read from this side to this side, and for this brand, you will read from this side to this side. So it was very simple. Now, my dear students, let me start exercise 4.4. Exercise 4.4. Question number 1. Now, there is a big mistake in question number 1. Because the author is a mathematician, he is not a physicist. So, what he has told us is that the mass of some grade 10 students was measured and recorded to the nearest kilogram. These are the results. The mass. And you know what is the first mass? Mass is 45 kg. The mass, let me read the question again. The mass of some grade 10 students was measured and recorded to the nearest kilogram. These are the results. Now let me write the results first. Then I'll tell you what is the mistake over there. 45, 56, 56, 59, 56, 56, 59, and 60. See my line going from in this direction. So, what is the mistake now? In fact, mass, what is, I have told you what is this. Now, this is mass, this is weight. And if you say 45 kg mass, it means that what will be the weight of them, you will have to multiply it with 10. For weight, you will have to multiply it with 10. Okay, now the weight will be 450 kg. Can you imagine that 450 kg a student will have? The mass is m is equal to w upon g. When you say mass, it means that 45 divided by 10, that must be 4.5 kg. The mass must be 4.5 kg when weight is given. And when mass is given, the weight would have been this one. So this was a short mistake which I have pointed out. So what we have to do is, we'll look on this data and we'll look the question. Construct a stem and leaf diagram to display data. Now this is very simple. This is now taking this data, right here, stem and leaf. Start from 4, 5 and 6. It will be appropriate that I break them into 3 groups. I break them into 3 groups: 40s, 50s and 60s. If it would have been 70s and 80s, I would have written it. Now 4, 5, 6. Now these are the 10th units. These are the 10 digits. Here, here and here. Okay. Now first one is 5. Okay. Proceed. 8, 9, 8, 9 and again 9. Okay. 5, 6, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 4. And for here, 6, 9, 5, 6 and 8. A long list. And for 6, 8, I think 0, 3, 7 and again 0. Now you can check you by counting them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Now there are 20 results for the mass of the 10 grade students. Now this is the mass of the 10 grade student as it is written in your. In fact, it is weight. This is not mass. Okay. How many were there? Sure. No, these are complete. Okay. Now, if you want to arrange them in ascending order, you can do it in the on the next page. I am doing it on the same page. Now, this is written in the ascending order. You can write this one is ascending order. Which one is the lowest? This is 3. This is 4. There are 2 3s. 1 3, 1 4, Okay, there are two fives. There are two fives, rather three fives. One, two, three fives, and two six, one eight, and one nine. Or you can arrange it like this: two zeros, three, seven, eight. You can arrange it like this. This is up to you. Now, my dear students, I think uh, it is enough for today. In fact, there are six, seven questions in this exercise. So we will be doing some of the questions in our next lecture. So it's time to say you goodbye. You can also try it by yourself, and if you feel easy, then I think it's there is no need of doing it on the whiteboard. But if anyway, if you wanted to, if you want to that I will deliver a lecture upon these, I will do it. So it's time to say you goodbye. Allah Hafiz.